Welcome to the Mixed Media Ventures podcast, your go-to for smart, actionable digital marketing strategies to grow, scale, and win in today's online economy. Join us now for our latest episode.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is the show where we sift through stacks of sources, articles, research, our own notes, basically everything we can get our hands on to bring you the essential insights you need fast. Today, we're diving into something that's been generating buzz for years, honestly, but maybe now it's actually starting to deliver on that huge promise. We're talking about AI marketing tools. Okay, let's unpack this. If you're in marketing today, you know it's complex. You're trying to navigate this fragmented digital world, reach people, connect with them. It feels like this constant juggle, doesn't it? Managing all these platforms, creating personalized stuff for maybe millions of people, wading through just mountains of data that seem to double every hour, and then there are the algorithms. Always changing, always keeping you on your toes. It's exhausting. And, the sources we looked at, they don't just confirm this feeling, they put a number on it. And this one really jumped out at us. Marketers are spending, on average, over 16 hours every single week on routine tasks, stuff that really could be automated. Think about that. 16 hours. That's almost half a work week just on. Busy work. I remember a friend telling me about spending whole afternoons just manually updating ad performance spreadsheets. It drove them crazy. This stat really hits home. It's like running flat out just to stay in the same place. And for so long, we've heard this promise, right? Work smarter, not harder. AI will save us. But honestly, figuring out what's real, what actually helps boost productivity versus what's just, overhyped tech, that felt like another full-time job. So our mission today, cut through that noise. We're going to show you, based on our sources, how these AI tools are finally delivering, providing actual measurable ROI. And let's be clear up front, this isn't some scary story about robots taking over marketing jobs. It's the opposite, really. It's about supercharging your capabilities, freeing you up, giving you back time to focus on the human stuff strategy, creativity, making real connections with customers.
That's exactly right. And it's such a crucial distinction to make right at the start because AI in marketing, it's become this kind of buzzword, hasn't it? But when we dig deeper past the hype, what we're really talking about are tools built on machine learning algorithms. And they do some pretty specific things incredibly well. At their core, they're designed to recognize patterns. Complex patterns, often hidden deep in customer behavior data or market trends, things humans might miss or take ages to find. They automate repetitive tasks. The stuff that follows predictable rules, think of them like super efficient assistants for those routine jobs. They can also generate and optimize content across lots of different channels, drafting copy, suggesting improvements, and they can predict outcomes. Based on historical data, they give you a sense of what might happen next, and maybe the most powerful part, personalization. Delivering tailored experiences to individual customers, but doing it at a massive scale that was, frankly, impossible before. And what's really different now compared to older automation is adaptability. That's the key. Older systems just followed static rules. You set them up, and they did the same thing over and over. But modern AI, it learns, it improves, and it adapts to new data, adjusts its approach. It gets smarter over time. There's a great quote from Anna Martinez. She's the Chief Digital Officer at Nexus Marketing. She said, AI isn't just another marketing tool. It's fundamentally changing how we approach campaigns by turning impossible tasks into everyday workflows. And she adds, teams that leverage it effectively are essentially working with marketing superpowers. And that phrase, marketing superpowers, I think that really captures the potential here. It's about turning things that seemed impossible, like maybe personalizing messages for thousands of segments in real time, into just part of the normal workflow. It's not just doing things faster, it's unlocking totally new ways of engaging that we couldn't even really conceive of doing manually before.
Marketing superpowers, I love that. It really paints a picture. And, it makes you wonder, if AI gives us these powers, how does that change the skills marketers actually need? Is what we value in a marketing team shifting because of this? I mean, before digging into all this, I admit I was still a bit maybe skeptical about the real day-to-day impact. But what really stood out from the research are these 7 specific areas where AI is making a tangible difference, like right now. So here's where it gets really interesting. Let's dive into those 7 transformations. We're talking concrete examples, real insights from the sources, showing how this stuff moves from theory into actual impact for marketing teams like yours.
Absolutely. And that point about skills is spot on. We should definitely circle back to that. But yeah, let's get specific. The first big transformation, and maybe the one people feel most immediately, is in content creation and optimization. Content, as you know, it eats up so much time, right? Researching, drafting, editing, optimizing, then repurposing it everywhere. It's endless. AI tools are now stepping in to help at pretty much every single stage of that whole process. Take research and ideation. Instead of you spending hours manually Googling, AI can analyze trending topics, find gaps in your current content, even see what your competitors are missing. Then there's the writing assistants, tools that can draft initial blog posts, email copy, social media updates. Now, it's not about replacing the writer, not at all. It's about giving you a solid starting point, a grammatically sound, relevant draft that gets you past that blank page much faster. And beyond just drafting, AI is fantastic at optimization, suggesting SEO keywords, flagging sentences that are maybe too complex to read easily, analyzing tone to boost engagement, making sure your content actually performs. Plus, repurposing.
Taking one big piece like a blog post and automatically chopping it up into social snippets or an email series or even a basic video script outline, all while keeping the message consistent. That alone is a huge time saver. Yeah, the sources we looked at had some really strong examples. HubSpot's Campaign Assistant came up. Apparently, it can generate copy for landing pages, emails, ads, and crucially, it does it while maintaining your specific brand voice. That consistency is key. And the claim is it can cut production time by up to 70%. 70%. That's just massive.
70%. Wow. Imagine what a team could do with that time back.
Exactly. And another example, Mixed Media Ventures. They shared their own experience. They integrated AI writing assistants and found they could produce really comprehensive guides and case studies in literally half the time it took before. Again, not just a small tweak, a fundamental shift in how quickly they can operate. But here's the really crucial insight, and honestly, every single source stressed this point. The human element is still vital. This isn't set it and forget it for content. You absolutely need human editors, human strategists. Someone needs to review, refine, enhance that AI-generated content. Add the expertise, the nuance, the personality, the emotional intelligence, the stuff AI just can't replicate, at least not yet. So think of it as augmentation, a partnership. The AI brings the speed and scale, the human brings the insight, the creativity, the final polish.
Augmentation, not replacement. Yeah, that resonates. It feels like the right way to frame it. And that partnership, allowing for more precision, it leads perfectly into the next area, doesn't it? Personalization. We've been talking about personalization for ages, but AI seems to be the thing that finally makes it truly doable at scale.
Precisely. The second transformation is all about customer journey mapping and personalization. Historically, understanding how customers actually move through your website, your apps, your emails, it was always a bit murky, wasn't it? Lots of guesswork involved. You'd maybe do some user testing, look at analytics, but it was hard to get a truly clear picture of individual paths. AI changes that completely. These tools can literally map out the granular steps individual customers take. From that first click on an ad, through every page view, every email open, right up to the purchase, or where they drop off. And because it sees the whole path, the AI can pinpoint those friction points. Where do people get stuck? Why do they leave? What triggers that drop-off? Armed with that understanding, the AI can then suggest or even automatically deliver personalized content or offers. Not based on broad segments like males aged 25-34, but based on that individual's actual behavior. It can even predict the next best action for someone. Like, based on what they just did, what should we show them next to keep them moving forward?
There's a quote from Mark Chen. He's a personalization expert at Data Drive that really captures it. He said, "The difference between generic marketing and AI-powered personalization is the difference between shouting in a crowded room and having a personal conversation."
That's a great analogy. Shouting versus conversation. Makes perfect sense.
It really does,
Yeah.
and the impact is tangible. Data Drive mentioned their clients often see 30–40% higher conversion rates when they implement this kind of intelligent personalization.
30 to 40% higher. That's significant.
Hugely significant. And this is what people mean when they talk about precision marketing. It's about getting the right message to the right person at exactly the right moment. It just makes everything more efficient because you're not wasting time and money shouting messages at people who aren't interested. You're having relevant conversations.
Okay, so turning guesswork into precision conversations. That's powerful. Now let's talk data. You mentioned data earlier, and for a lot of marketers, it can be overwhelming. Spreadsheets, reports, trying to figure out what it all means. Analysis paralysis is real.
Oh, absolutely. And that's where AI truly, as I mentioned, shines brightest. This third transformation is advanced analytics and attribution. Think about traditional analytics. Hours spent exporting data, trying to merge reports from different platforms, manually digging for insights. It's incredibly time-consuming and honestly prone to error. AI-powered analytics tools flipped that script. They automate the tedious stuff. They can automatically surface anomalies, sudden spikes, unexpected dips, things a human might easily miss in the sheer volume of data. They spot opportunities you weren't even looking for. And crucially, many of these tools provide interpretations in plain language. You don't necessarily need to be a data scientist to understand what the AI is telling you. It translates complex stats into actionable insights. And a really big leap forward is attribution, multi-touch attribution.
Right, that's always been tricky, figuring out which touch point actually led to the conversion.
Exactly. We used to just give credit to the last click, right? But we know the customer journey is way more complex than that. People see an ad, read a blog post, get an email, maybe click another ad. AI can analyze all those touch points across the entire journey and assign credit more accurately. It shows you which channels, which campaigns are really driving results, not just the final interaction. And based on all this analysis, the AI can then suggest specific optimizations. Hey, it looks like this channel's underperforming, maybe shift budget here, or this audience segment is responding well. Let's double down.
So it's not just showing you data, it's telling you what to do with it.
Precisely. Platforms like Windsor.ai were mentioned in our sources as examples. They offer this multi-touch attribution, real-time analytics, and help optimize ad spend and targeting, saving teams hours, maybe days of manual analysis. And that mixed media ventures example, again, they had a client who, after implementing AI-powered attribution, saw their return on ad spend, their ROAS, jump by 43%.
Wow, 43%?
Yeah, because the AI uncovered valuable touch points they'd been undervaluing before. They shifted their budget based on those insights and got way more bang for their buck. So for you, the listener, this means getting insights that actually help you make better decisions faster, making sure your budget is working as hard as possible.
That's huge. Turning data from something overwhelming into something genuinely useful, that drives real results. Okay, so we've got understanding the data, getting insights, but how does AI actually help act on those insights continuously? How does it keep improving campaigns?
Right, that's the next logical step, isn't it? Moving from insight to action. The fourth transformation is campaign automation and optimization. This is where AI isn't just helping you set things up. It's actively working in the background to make your campaigns better, constantly tweaking and refining in real time. Think about continuous optimization. AI can automatically adjust ad bids, allocate budgets between campaigns, refine audience targeting, making thousands of micro adjustments based on live performance data, stuff a human just couldn't physically do. It also allows for A/B testing on a massive scale. Instead of testing maybe 2 or 3 variations of an ad, AI can test dozens, even hundreds simultaneously. Different headlines, images, calls to action, audience segments, learning incredibly quickly what works best. It helps with cross-channel coordination too, ensuring your message and timing are consistent, whether someone sees you on social media, gets an email, or visits your website. No more disjointed experiences. And predictive scheduling. AI can analyze past engagement data to figure out the absolute best times to post content or send emails for maximum visibility and interaction, tailored to different audiences and platforms.
So it's like having a tireless optimization expert working 24/7.
Pretty much. James Wilson, a digital strategist quoted in the sources, used a great analogy. He said, manual campaign management is like trying to tune a car engine while it's running.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Right. He explained that AI handles thousands of these micro adjustments in real time that humans just can't manage. A classic example is AI in PPC bid management. These systems adjust bids throughout the day based on performance, sure, but also competitor bids, search trends, even things like the weather or local events if that's relevant. Factors way too complex for manual juggling. The end result: better performance, lower costs, higher ROAS, all happening automatically, freeing up the team to focus on strategy, not constant manual tweaking.
It really does sound like a co-pilot handling all those tiny adjustments. Okay, let's shift gears slightly. Chatbots. They used to have a, let's say, mixed reputation, often clunky, frustrating.
Oh, definitely. More annoying than helpful sometimes.
Exactly, but now AI seems to be making them genuinely useful marketing tools.
Yes. That brings us to the fifth transformation: conversational marketing. AI-powered chatbots and virtual assistants have come a long way. They're not just novelties anymore. They're serious tools for engagement and efficiency. They can handle lead qualification 24/7. Imagine, someone visits your site at 2 a.m., the chatbot can engage them, ask qualifying questions, score the lead, and have it ready for the sales team in the morning.
That alone sounds incredibly useful. No missed opportunities.
Precisely. And they can offer personalized recommendations during the conversation. Based on what the person is asking or looking at, the chatbot can suggest relevant products, content, or solutions. They're also great for data collection. You can gather insights from these natural conversations. What are common questions? What pain points keep coming up? That feeds back into your strategy. And when human intervention is needed for complex issues or closing a sale, the AI facilitates a smooth handoff. It transfers the qualified lead or the complex query to the right human team member, along with the full conversation history.
So the human doesn't have to ask all the same questions again.
Exactly. Seamless transition. Tools like userbot.ai were mentioned. They can manage tons of conversations, but also analyze the customer's tone. Are they frustrated,
Yeah.
curious, and suggest different responses to make the interaction feel more empathetic. One e-commerce example from the sources was striking.
Yeah.
Their AI chat handled 76% of customer service inquiries without needing a human. 76%.
Wow. The resource saving must be huge.
Massive. And not only that, the same chatbot generated 22% more qualified leads just by proactively engaging visitors. So it's saving resources and driving growth. The benefits are clear: better customer satisfaction because of instant support, and your team freed up from routine questions to handle the really complex, high-value interactions.
That's a powerful combination. Efficiency and better experience. Now, in this competitive world, knowing what your rivals are up to is crucial, but it's often a manual slog, right? Checking websites, social feeds.
A total slog. And often, by the time you spot something manually, you're already behind. This leads us to the sixth transformation: competitive intelligence. AI is automating this traditionally manual, time-sucking process, giving businesses constant vigilance. AI tools can track competitor websites and social media constantly. Using web scraping and natural language processing, they spot changes in pricing, messaging, new product launches, shifts in ad campaigns almost instantly. They can analyze pricing strategies over time, identify promotional patterns. Are they discounting heavily, targeting a new segment? They find gaps. Where is your competitor's content ranked? What keywords are they ignoring that you could target? What are customers complaining about in their reviews that you could address? Essentially, they act as an early warning system, alerting you to new threats or opportunities emerging from the competitive landscape.
So instead of your team spending hours manually checking dozens of competitor sites,
The AI does it automatically. Tools like Browse AI, for instance, can monitor specific elements on competitor sites, prices, job postings, key marketing messages, and alert you the moment something changes. Mixed Media Ventures talked about using AI to track hundreds of data points across competitors, generating weekly insight reports. Think about that. A consolidated report on competitor activity lands in your inbox every week without hours of manual research.
that frees up so much strategic brain power.
Exactly. You spend time figuring out how to react to the intelligence, not just gathering it. It's a massive advantage.
Absolutely invaluable. Okay, finally, let's look ahead a bit. Search is changing, isn't it? It's not just typing into Google anymore. Voice search, visual search. How does AI fit in there?
That's the seventh transformation. Voice and visual search optimization. As people change how they look for information, AI is crucial for marketers to keep up. Voice search queries are different, right? More conversational, longer phrases. Hey Google, where's the nearest coffee shop that's open now? AI helps analyze these natural language patterns and optimize your content so you actually show up for those voice searches. It's not the same as optimizing for typed keywords. Similarly, visual search is growing. People searching using images via things like Google Lens. AI helps by analyzing and tagging your website images effectively, making your products or content discoverable through those visual searches. The goal is creating multimodal content that works well whether someone types, speaks, or searches with an image. And if you're building voice apps or skills, AI is key for testing and refining those interactions to make them intuitive and useful. Why does this matter? Because the rise of voice assistants, Siri, Alexa, Google Assistant, and visual search tools means ignoring these formats is like ignoring mobile search 10 years ago. You'll miss a huge chunk of interactions.
Right, you have to be where people are searching, however they're searching.
Exactly. And figuring out those voice patterns or optimizing images at scale is incredibly hard manually. AI excels at analyzing those vast data sets of voice queries or image searches, identifying patterns, and guiding your optimization strategy. It keeps you visible in this evolving search landscape.
Okay, so those are the 7 transformations. Content, personalization, analytics, automation, conversational marketing, competitive intelligence, and adapting to new search methods. It's a lot. We've covered the what's, but now the how. With all this potential, it's easy to feel a bit, well, overwhelmed. Where on earth do you start? I suspect the biggest mistake is trying to boil the ocean, right? Trying to implement everything at once.
You've hit the nail on the head. That's almost guaranteed to lead to frustration and failure. What's really interesting, though, is that the sources we looked at were remarkably consistent in recommending a much more methodical, step-by-step approach, starting small to get big wins. Step 1. Identify your biggest time drains. Seriously, before looking at any fancy tools, just ask your team, where are we spending way too much time on stuff that isn't high impact? Is it manual reporting, drafting social posts, updating contact lists? Find the specific pain point.
Start with the biggest headache. Makes sense.
Exactly. Find that low-hanging fruit. Step 2. Start with standalone tools. Don't go for the massive, all-singing, all-dancing AI platform straight away. Pick a single-purpose tool that directly addresses that specific pain point you identified. If reporting is the killer, try an AI analytics tool. If writing is slow, try an AI writing assistant first.
Okay, solve one problem first.
Yes. And step 3, measure. This is critical. Track how much time that tool is actually saving and track the outcome improvements. Did conversions go up? Did engagement increase? Put numbers on it. This proves the ROI of that initial step and builds the case for doing more. If you save someone 10 hours a week and their time costs $6 per hour, you've got a clear saving right there.
Get the data to justify it.
Absolutely. Then, step 4, gradually integrate. Once you've got some wins under your belt, once the team is comfortable, then start thinking about how different tools might connect, or maybe look at platforms that combine several functions. Build towards an integrated stack slowly based on proven results. And finally, step 5, upskill your team. This isn't just about software training. It's about helping your team adapt their workflows, learn how to prompt AI effectively, how to review AI output critically, how to think strategically alongside the AI, invest in them.
So it's about empowering them, not replacing them.
Precisely. Lisa Patel, a digital transformation consultant quoted in the sources, put it really well. She said, "The organizations seeing the greatest ROI from AI aren't necessarily using the most advanced tools. They're the ones with clear objectives and methodical implementation. Start with quick wins that build confidence and momentum." What's fascinating here is how this step-by-step method makes AI adoption feel much less daunting, much more achievable, even for smaller teams.
That phased approach definitely seems more manageable. Build confidence, prove the value, then expand. Okay, so once you're on this path, the big question comes up, ROI. How do you measure the real return? Why should the business care beyond just saving a few hours here and there?
Yeah, that's the bottom line question, isn't it? And the ROI here isn't just one thing. It's multifaceted. It shows up in several key areas. First, obviously, the time savings. We talked about reclaiming those 16+ hours per marketer per week from routine tasks. That's huge. But it also means faster campaign launches, faster iterations, because the AI accelerates so many steps. And it means being more agile, responding quicker to market changes. That speed has real value.
Faster time to market is always good.
Always. Second, clear performance improvements. Higher conversion rates from that deep personalization we discussed. Better ad performance from the continuous optimization, getting more results from the same budget, improving ROAS. Better content engagement because the AI helps create more relevant, optimized content. These directly impact revenue and growth. And third, maybe the most valuable in the long run, are the strategic advantages. When your team isn't bogged down in repetitive tasks, they have more time for strategic thinking, for creativity, for innovation, the stuff humans excel at.
The high-value work.
Exactly. It also makes it easier to scale your marketing efforts without just hiring more people. You can do more with the team you have. And you get those deeper competitive insights we talked about, keeping you ahead of the game. That's a massive strategic edge. Calculating the full ROI means tracking the direct costs. Sure, the tool subscriptions, maybe some implementation help, but you also have to quantify those indirect benefits.
Like putting a dollar value on the time saved.
Yes, exactly. Value the time saved based on salaries. Quantify the impact of higher conversion rates or faster campaign launches on revenue. When you put all that together, you get a much clearer picture of the total value AI is bringing, which makes the business case much stronger.
Right, so it's about looking at the whole picture time, performance, and strategic capability. It's clear AI offers a ton of benefits, but like any tech, it's not magic. It has limits, challenges. What are the things we need to be really careful about?
That's a real important question, because ignoring the challenges is asking for trouble. No technology is a panacea, and AI is no exception. There are definitely limitations and potential pitfalls to keep front of mind. First and foremost, quality oversight. We touched on this with content, but it applies broadly. AI outputs always need human review, whether it's generated copy, data analysis, or campaign suggestions. Don't blindly trust the machine. It can make mistakes, lack context, or miss nuances. Humans need to be the final check.
The human sanity check is crucial.
Absolutely. Second, integration complexity. Getting these shiny new AI tools to actually talk to your existing systems, your CRM, your analytics platform, can be tricky. It might require technical expertise, custom development work. It's not always plug and play. And that can be a barrier, especially for less technical teams. Third, learning curves. We mentioned upskilling, but don't underestimate the time it takes for people to adapt. It's a change in workflow, sometimes a change in mindset. Expect a period of adjustment and provide support.
Patience is needed.
Definitely. Fourth, data quality dependencies. It's huge. AI is fundamentally reliant on data. If your input data is messy, incomplete, biased, or just plain wrong, the AI's output will be garbage in, garbage out. You need good data hygiene for AI to work effectively. And fifth, maybe increasingly important, privacy considerations. You need to ensure any AI implementation, especially those using customer data for personalization, strictly complies with regulations like GDPR, CCPA, and whatever else applies. Privacy can't be an afterthought. Rahul Kapoor, a marketing technologist quoted in our sources, really nailed the core issue. He said, the biggest mistake marketers make with AI is thinking of it as a set-it-and-forget-it solution.
Right, it needs constant attention.
Yes, he emphasized the most successful implementations maintain human oversight while leveraging AI for speed and scale. It's about finding that balance. Automation for efficiency, human intelligence for strategy, ethics, and quality control.
That balance seems key. Okay, so we understand the current state, the benefits, the challenges. Looking ahead, what's next? What's on the horizon for AI in marketing? Where's this all heading?
The pace of change is just incredible. We're already seeing the beginnings of the next wave. Several key trends are emerging. One is multimodal AI. Tools that don't just understand text, but also images, audio, video, and can work across them seamlessly. Imagine an AI creating a campaign concept, writing the copy, generating related images, maybe even a short video clip, all coherently.
Wow, truly integrated creation.
Exactly. Another is more sophisticated predictive analytics, moving beyond just describing what happened to reliably predicting future customer behavior, market trends, or campaign outcomes. Giving marketers a much clearer crystal ball, we'll likely see more autonomous campaigns. Campaigns that, once set up with goals, can largely run and optimize themselves with minimal day-to-day human input, reacting dynamically to performance data. Still needing oversight, of course, but more self-sufficient.
Taking automation even further.
Yes. And something really interesting is emotional intelligence in AI. AI that can better detect and respond to nuances of human emotion in text or voice interactions, leading to more empathetic and effective chatbots or personalized communications. And finally, much better cross-platform coordination. Truly unified AI systems that can manage and optimize your presence across all channels, social, email, web, ads in a perfectly synchronized way, delivering a completely seamless customer experience. All these advancements promise to reduce workloads even further and boost effectiveness. But, and it's the same caveat, they'll only deliver if implemented thoughtfully, ethically, and always with human strategic direction firmly in place.
What a journey. From hype to really a fundamental strategic tool. We started with that feeling of overwhelm in modern marketing, marketers drowning in routine tasks. And through this deep dive, we've seen how AI tools are genuinely creating simplicity out of that complexity. They automate the mundane, they surface the hidden insights, they enable personalization at scale. And the core message, loud and clear from the sources, is that this frees you up. It frees up your team to focus on strategy, on creativity, on building real human connections, the things machines can't do. So hopefully you listening now have a much clearer picture of how AI is truly changing the game in marketing, equipping you to navigate and hopefully thrive in this evolving world.
And just to leave you with a final thought of connecting this to the bigger picture, as AI takes over more of the doing, the repetitive, the analytical tasks, what new questions will marketers finally have the time and space to ask? Questions about deeper human connection, about brand purpose, about genuine empathy, about creating truly meaningful value. Questions perhaps crowded out before by the sheer busyness of it all. Think about your own work. What tasks could AI potentially augment? And what higher level, more creative, more strategic, more human work could that freed up time unlock for you? That, I think, is the ultimate promise here.
Thanks for listening to the Mixed Media Ventures podcast. To see the corresponding blog post, head over to www.mixedmediaventures.com now. Thanks again for dropping by, and see you next episode.